folks, how are we going? I'm out in the orchard after that stinking rain and hot weather we've had. Well, the hot weather's still here. The humidity's through the roof. I can chew the air. That's how, well, I can actually drink the air. That's how moist it is. Now, I thought I'd have a quick look at the orchard because I've been out in the veggie garden and they're all holding okay and the orchard's doing tremendously well. It's due for a compost, so we need to do a light slash of the weeds underneath here, and then top dress it with some mulch and compost, which we'll do in the coming episodes. But in the meantime, today's episode, down here folks, is tasting Golden Queen Peach. You can see we've had a couple of hits here, marks, nothing wrong, and this is the donut one. Now this fell off in my hands. Is it going to break open? Oh, is it a clinkstone? I don't even know, I can't remember. Bugger, I'm not going to cut it. This can be a whole 2 minutes of me just eating fruit. It's delicious. Oh, look at this little donut. It's tiny, I know, because we haven't been giving him a lot of water, except for the rain. Still a bit early, because it's not super soft, but it's juicy and full of flavour already, folks. It's a donut peach. You just eat it all the way around. You're left with a pip in the middle. Now check out your gardens, folks, especially your fruit trees. It's so vital that you go out and make sure they're not developing any mildew or rust on them and brown rot on the fruit. It's so important that, because if your peaches, nectarines and apricots have developed brown rot, you need to remove every single fruit and burn it, destroy it. Put it in a bag, do not put it in your compost. It'll just spread, the spores will fall down and they'll reactivate with the moisture in the egg. And the high humidity is perfect for diseases to spread. I know I'm beating it to death every day almost about these issues, but you need to take a stronghold, otherwise it will get out of control and your garden will suffer and all your efforts will go to waste. So far here we're doing really well. The tree's only two and a bit years old and I'm already eating fruit off almost every tree here, at least 70% of the trees, folks. So feed your garden now, because all the heavy rain, if you're in a wet rain prone area, and like we've been getting these flash floods, it'll wash a lot of the good nutrients out of the soil. So top dress them with compost, get your black grit back into them, and if you can, liquid feed on the foliage, because that will toughen up the leaves as well. But more importantly, spray your plants if you need to. If you're seeing disease developing, prune, cut, destroy, and spray with a disease control pack to protect them. Look at this plum. This is overripe. I left this on too long. Oh, that is delicious. Oh God. We haven't got any bugs on this side? No. One more over there. Come. Bloody ants are all over them, folks. Birds have come along and punctured holes into the fruit. Ants have picked up on the smell of the sugars and they're attacking them. Got to pick all this off today. I'll leave this on the ground for now, but more importantly, let's taste it. Oh. You got to grow your own fruit trees, folks. I can't stress how important it is and how delicious they are straight off the tree. Now, all these trees need to be composted, fertilised and mulched again, so that cycle again. It's been a year and a half since I did it. It'll be a year and a half since I planted them. So we're going to compost all these, brush cut, spray a light slasher over it, let it settle for a little bit, and then compost on top and mulch. And we're going to use the compost that got delivered to me, because so far that's been shown to be really good for our veggie garden. I reckon it's going to be really great for our tree. So a lot of you have emailed asking about a pH testing on it, so let's go and test it out, see where it sits on the pH scale, and hopefully we'll be able to put it into this garden here and get lots more fruit. Come along. Here we've actually used the compost as a planting medium, folks. I've got these tomatoes in here and I've double stacked them because I wanted the roots to grow bigger and stronger along the stem of the plant, and you can watch that on a previous episode that we've uploaded. What I'm going to do here now is test, and I haven't done anything else besides just filled it in with the compost that we brought in, and that's the compost we're doing tests on to see how well it produces or the plants grow in it. Now, a lot of you emailed and messaged to see what pH level the soil is or the compost is, so I got my little 4-in-1 soil survey instrument. It stands as default when you turn it on at 7.0, so that's neutral alkaline, sorry. Let's insert this in here and let's just wait a few seconds and see what it does. Now it should be neutral to slightly acidic, and you can see being fresh compost that has got some acidity in there. It's just jumped up to 4.5. So plenty of good growth to come out of this compost, folks, and it's carbon rich. I can't express enough how rich this is of carbon, and that's just food for the microbes and the fungi in the soil. That's going to break down. That's all the food scraps and green waste. Actually, sorry, no food scraps, just green waste. And that carbon-rich product here, material, will break down, and it's food source for all the living organisms in the soil. So 4.5 is where we're at. I reckon it'd be about 5.5 on average. 2 or 3 measurements is what you need to do with your soil survey instrument, folks. I'll do another one just on this side there. You can see it's jumped back up to 6. A little bit of soil left at the bottom. I haven't got a rag to wipe it, but there we are. It's back to normal, 7. So let's insert it here as well. And it's jumped down to 4 automatically. So we've got a lot of... It can't be that rich down there, can it? Oh, there we are, 4.5. So we are running slightly acidic, and I was expecting it to be neutral to slightly acidic. This one here is actually not slightly, it is acidic. It's a 4.5. Now the other ones, I applied black grit in there, and they are doing pretty well. Although, like I said to you, the hailstorm and the bad weather has given them a beating. This one's holding off pretty well. They've all sort of bounced back pretty well. I'll do a quick test of the other one and see where that's sitting at. Now this one here, folks, when we first planted it, we sprinkled black grit around the bottom, and it was only a teaspoon. I didn't put a lot in there, and I'll get the feeling I'm going to have to put some more in it. So this stuff here that you see on top of this bucket is more fresh compost. No blending of anything, just compost. And here's the testing. You can see it's quite acidic actually. It's actually gone off the scale. I'll do another spot here. So we're sitting at 4. Yep, it is rich. So this stuff here is just becoming rich. You know what I think is happening? Because it is a compost, it's still breaking down. It's relatively fresh, aged well, but still got a long life ahead of it for it to break down, become acidic, and then becomes carbon rich, and it starts to build back into the neutral area. So it's quite a rich compost. Now what we've got here at the bottom is a little bit of black grit. We added into it. Let me get you the black grit. This is the stuff I'm telling you about. This stuff here reduces the acidity, stops burning, and the sun's just come out and cooked my back. Whoa, that is super hot. Get the sunscreen on. Anyway, so the black grit's here. Now we've put the black grit in the probe in there, so it's sitting at 6.5. It actually got a little bit wet because I left it out in the rain. So 6.5, not too bad. That's 7, 6.5, just making, there we are, 6.5. Now we've got black grit in this section here that we added, and there we are, sitting at 6.5. That's where we added and blended it in. So that's what black grit will do. Raise the pH and making sure that your acidity levels aren't too rich, cooking your plants, and it will help with the setting of fruit, stop blossom end rot, and build bigger, stronger, and healthier roots for you. So putting black grit does a wonderful job. It's non-soluble. It's the only soil amendment fertilizer anywhere, and it's the one of a kind that will actually fix your soil and help your plants grow bigger and stronger. So my food here, or my tomatoes I should call them, need a little bit more black grit onto them now that I've top dressed them, and that's what you should be doing too as well, because with all the rain it'd be washing a lot out of there, soluble and non-soluble fertilizers. So this compost is perfect for those trees because it's obviously dissolved all the nutrients and vitamins that exist in that soil there. So nice top dress with that compost, and the bark on top is all they need, and a handful of black grit as well. So if you haven't tried any black grit before, folks, check it all out on our website, Vasili'sGarden.com. We are running a midsummer sale on everything across the board. All your favorite products, including black grit and liquid packs, are heavily discounted for you to be able to get at a bargain price and enjoy building and providing wonderful nutrients to your garden as well. Vasili'sGarden.com. From me, Vasili Maresi.